It is good, yo. It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about the top 10 centers right now in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now, before I dive into this, there are a lot of good centers, and guys like a Patrick Ewing, guys like a D-Rob were on the power forward list. Now, why? It's because I play them at power forward more than center, and so it's just one of those things. It's hard for me to really explain it unless you watch all the videos. Now, I'll still talk about where Patrick Ewing, where D-Rob would be at on this, but again, it's just one of those things. If they were on the power forward list, not just gonna have a set spot on this list as well. Again, if you have any questions about any of the other tier lists, let me know that down below in the comments. If you haven't watched them yet, make sure to do so. So we're gonna be ranking our top 10, and we're gonna start off at number 10 with Dark Matter Dwight Howard, 6'11", 7'4" wingspan. Another guy that you guys definitely can play at that power forward position, and I wouldn't have a problem with it. The reason I like Dwight Howard is because there's not going to be many better defensive centers in the game, right? He's not going to get mashed. He's not going to go for much. The 82 lateral quickness is a little bit low, but outside of that, Dwight Howard's going to be incredible, okay? You combine that fundamental dribble style, decent enough ball handler, but the big holdup for me is the Dwight Howard base on quick. It's a holdup for me because anytime I play against Dwight Howard, I'm okay if my opponent shoots threes with him. I really am. I mean, you want to shoot threes with Dwight Howard? Okay, have fun and be my guest. It's just one of those things. I just don't think Dwight Howard's three ball is that consistent, especially at that 74 with, center primary, not many coaches boosted. It's just one of those things. If you have Dwight Howard and you're really good with him, you can still make the case he's a top 5 center in the game. You absolutely can. So just one of those things. I never got Dwight Howard, and I've never really struggled against the card. And this is a pretty big statement saying that I personally believe that Galaxy Opal Wilt Chamberlain is better than Dwight Howard. Now, why? You guys gotta listen to the why for why I believe Wilt's better than Dwight. Well, I use both of them, or I would use both of them as inside centers. And I think Wilt Chamberlain's player model at 7'1" with an insanely long wingspan does more than enough to put him ahead of Dwight Howard. Again, there's some defensive stuff. There's still a little low, perimeter a little low that I don't love, but it's his player model, it's his defensive badges, and it's just knowing that I've struggled against Wilt in the past, right? His mashing ability is next to none. And there's just something about Wilt Chamberlain cards in my team when it's even thrown back to the pink diamond that I have always loved. So I'm a big fan of Wilt, and I definitely think the next Wilt Chamberlain card is going to be the real deal. Just gotta hope for a little better release. At number 8, I'm gonna plug in Shaquille O'Neal. Basically another version of Wilt Chamberlain. Some people prefer Shaq, some people prefer Wilt. I have gotten dogged by Shaq though, okay? And that's the reason he is this high. Now again, not going to be able to shoot the ball as well as Wilt, but going to do everything else on the court better. Handle the ball is an absolute cheese ball with the Kobe size of escape, 86 ball and 88 speed ball. If we ever get a Shaq with a good 3 ball, he's going to be it in my team because he does have the Kobe size of escape already. Just preparing you guys for when we do get a Shaq that is just going to be basically unstoppable. He's going to be a freak of nature when we get the invincible or even just a better version of Shaq. So just kind of prepare yourself right now for the next Shaquille O'Neal card. After Shaq, guys. So Shaq comes in at number 8. After Shaq, number 7, Ralph Sampson. Free card. And that's really where we're going to start today. As Ralph Sampson's a free card that came out a month ago, and I got a month ago on my No Money Spent, and still to that day, Ralph's my center. He's my starting center. Now, with that being said, do I personally love Ralph? I don't love him, but he holds it down for me, man, and he can hold it down. Whether you play wagers, whether you play unlimited, he can hold it down for you. Now, speed leaves definitely a little bit to be desired, but outside of that, again, defensively, pretty solid enough, especially on the interior. He's 7'4", set shot 17 on quick, tendency-wise, solid enough. Wreck-It Ralph is solid enough in my team, and a card that if you got, you still got a top 7 center to this day, maybe even top 6 if you think he's better than Yao. 7'6", Yao, Ralph, they go together, right? Ralph's got more total badges, maybe total better overall stats. Yao is just 7'6", and you can't really take that away from him. For a level 40 reward, Yao Ming's longevity is just ridiculous. It just absolutely is. There's some people that still run this card to this day that I struggle against. And it's just one of those things is, do I think Yao is super good? No. But in the right hands, I do believe Yao is the best center for certain people in my team. It's just that simple. I'm not good with Yao, and I will be the first person to admit that. But there are some cheese balls that mash with Yao that shoot freeze, so Yao gets a free board. It's just one of those things. I personally wish Yao Ming was never introduced in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. I got the card, but I never used Yao to the best visibility. Some people know how to use Yao, and if that's you, you got a top 6 center in my team. Cracking the top 5, we're going to plug in Hakeem Olajuwon, a card that my opinion on has changed quite often, okay? Card first came out, I was like, okay, he's okay, Hakeem's not great. But now, every time I use Hakeem, I have a lot of success with Hakeem. 7 feet tall, 7'3" wingspan. Now, the reason I think I like Hakeem so much is because of his player model. He has a wide player model, great defensively, and I do think the set shot 18 on quick is underrated. I initially didn't like it, but you combine that with Hall of Fame catch and shoot, corner specialist, a lot of those gold shooting badges, you're like, okay, maybe Hakeem really is like that shooting the ball. It's tough to miss with the card, and he knocks down basically every white. You give him unpluckable, off-ball pass, pick dodgers, some shooting badges in here as well. And Hakeem Olajuwon can do no wrong. Really solid tendencies, really just solid card in general. We'll probably get a new Hakeem card in the month of May, a Dark Matter Hakeem. And I expect when he comes out, if he does have power forward eligibility, heck, even if at the center position, to be top 5 at each respective position. At number 4, I'm going to plug in Artis Gilmore. I will be the first person to say I don't love Artis Gilmore. But you guys might be like, Ty, why do you not love Artis Gilmore? And I don't have an answer to that question. I just don't. You look at the stats, you look at the badges, and you're like, dang, Artis Gilmore is it on my team. Jump shot 1 on quick, which is easy to green. Again, literally the best defensive badges out of the center position outside of my number 2, probably. So there's really no downfalls in this Artis Gilmore card. It's just one of those things that we've seen a lot more giants in my team. So I feel like Artis is, how valuable he isn't nearly to the same extent as it once was, right? Again, card came out on March 15th. About a month and a half ago now, and it's like on March 15th, sure, Artis was it, but we've just got more and more centers since then, including token reward Dikembe Mutombo. Token reward Dikembe Mutombo is Artis Gilmore, but just a little bit better in my opinion. The steal rating is something for Dikembe that I think is a massive letdown, but outside of that steal rating, Dikembe Mutombo does everything else on the court extremely well. Now, I redeemed him on my Road to 250K account, the Xbox account that I do use quite often. And I can't say I love him on next gen. On current gen, I think he's even better than he is on next gen. But it's just one of those things that I just don't love this card. He's good, and for a token reward, we finally got a very good card, a very good center in my team, top 3 center in my team. But I don't think he is that top 2. And for me, if I'm gonna, use the best squad in the game, Dikembe doesn't quite crack that lineup, and it's a struggle for me knowing I locked him in and I like the card, and he's just not quite that next level good. But if you think Dikembe Mutombo is the best center in the game, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have no problem with that. Now coming in at number 2, gonna plug in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I go back and forth with Kareem and my number 1. But today I got Kareem at number 2. Why? Okay, you guys might ask. Well, for Kareem, unless you're fully locked in on the game, unless you're absolutely incredible at the game, he's got a 79 3-ball with the jump shot 21 on very quick release. That I wouldn't say it's a hard release degree, but with the 79 3-ball, it's sometimes not the easiest. And it's a guy that's probably not going to make a lot of whites. Still has every defensive badge in the game that you could ask for. Hall of Fame post playmaker, quick first step, finishing wise, very solid as well. I sometimes like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the best center in the game, especially on next gen. Now on current gen, I don't really think it's close. I don't think it's a debate. My number 1, I think, kills Kareem on current gen. But on next gen, if you want to make the debate that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the best center in the game, obviously he's the best defensive center in the game. But if you think he's the best overall center in the game, I got no problems with it. And coming in as my top center in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM today is Dark Matter Kristaps Porzingis. The more I play current gen, the more I love Kristaps Porzingis. And on next gen, the card is still fine. Current gen, I think he blows everybody out of the water. I don't even think it's close because defensively, he does what he needs. Yeah, I get it. He doesn't have all the badges you guys might want, but nobody is going to shoot the ball and have the Brook Lopez base on quick at the center position that Kristaps does. And you guys might be like, well, Kareem's release is better. Well, you can make that argument, but what I would say is, especially on current gen, Kareem's release is so much harder to green than a guy like Kristaps. Kristaps basically out of 99 3 ball. You give him a good coach, or the speed going up, the interior goes up, the rebounding goes up, and then you're looking at a card that can do it all. If you get one with brick wall, rebound, interceptor, stuff like that, I'm telling y'all, do not sleep on Kristaps Porzingis in my team. My overall best center in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. So when it comes down to the center position, guys, I honestly think it's pretty strong, especially, even 10 through 1. I mean, Dwight's at number 10, and we know how I do feel about Dwight. So all in all, guys, it is super strong. If you guys want to throw Chris Bosh on the center list, you definitely could. Chris Bosh would probably come in right around number 3 on the center list. I just think Kareem and KP got that top 2 locked down. If you want to throw a guy, again, any of these power forwards, D-Rob, Patrick Ewing, they would be probably right at number 3, maybe 4, I would say, for those 2 cards. But we'll say it again, guys, the center position is pretty strong. Tim Duncan, if you want to make the case, deserves to be on this list. You definitely can do that as well. But I, again, think all those guys are primary power forwards. But that is going to wrap it up for the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts on each and every one of these cards down below in the comments, guys. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are doing that. As always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.